Hello guys, and welcome back to my video. So in this video we are going to be retrieving the user's orders, so the orders that the user made from Cloud Firestore. So I've noticed that there was a bug inside when we did our video on saving the orders to Cloud Firestore. Just make sure that the UID you set it to required, right? So once you set it to required, go to the order controller, and then just make sure here you have the UID, and then you set it to UID. So once you do that, and then you can go on to the checkout screen page, and then make sure that the UID is equal to the current user.uid. Okay, so without wasting much of the time, let's get into getting the user's orders. So we need to go to the pages, and then inside the pages what we'll do is just say my orders screen dot dat. Okay, so it's going to be a stateless widget. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to get the current user. So we're going to say current user is equal to firebase auth dot instance. So let's just import firebase auth dot instance dot current user like this. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to retrieve the orders. So to retrieve the orders, we are going to say final orders is equals to reference the watch. Okay, so since we are consuming providers using Riverport, we need to make sure that we are going to extend a consumer widget, and then we pass in the widget reference inside our build function. Okay, like this. So now what we need to do is we need to get users order provider, and then with that passing the current user dot UID like this. Okay, all right, and then let's just close this closing tag, and then what we need to do here, we just need to return orders dot when, and then the data, which is going to be our orders, and then for the error we need an arrow function which is going to take in our error as a parameter, and also the stake trace. Okay, and then this arrow function must return an error text, and then we just need to pass an error.toString. Okay, like this. And then for the loading, what we just need to do is we just need to return a circular progress indicator. Okay, like this. Make sure that just put in the constant there. All right, so that's it. And then the next thing that we need to do is we need to return a scaffold. We need to return a scaffold, and then for the bar we just provide the bar, and then title, and then we need text, then it's going to be my orders. Okay, like this. And then the elevation, let's just set it to 0. And then the next thing that we need to do is for the body. For the body, we just need to return a list view, a list view dot builder, and then we just need to shrink rep is equals to true. And then for the item builder, we need to provide a context and also an index like this. And then item count is equals to data dot length like this. Okay. And then we are going to say final order. We're going to set this to data dot index like this. Right. Okay, so now that we are done, we just need to return a padding and then the padding is equals to we are just going to give it a padding of 8. Okay, and then we need the child for the padding widget. So the child is going to be a card, and then inside this card we need another child, which is going to be also a container. Okay, like this. Container, and then decoration is equals to box decoration, and then we just provide the border radius, and then border radius dot circular, and then we use 20. Okay, and then we provide the child. The child is going to be a column widget, and then we main axis alignment, we just give a main axis alignment dot start. Okay, and then inside the children, what we need inside the column children, what we need to display is an expansion tile. All right, so it's an expansion tile. So if I show you the e-commerce application that I have here, let me just pull this here, let me just pull it here, this side. Okay, so let me just show you this. So if I manage to pull it this side, if I go to like track order, you can see this is the expansion tile. So as you can see, all these items are on the title, these items. Okay, and then on the title, this is the title, and then this is like the children which expand. Okay, so this is the expansion tile, so let's work on it. So okay, so for the children, we are going to just have an expansion tile. We need to provide the title. For this title, we are just going to display a column. We're just going to display a column, and then inside that column, what we just need a spacing from the top. So we are going to just use size box. We'll give it a height of 10. Okay, like this. And then the next thing that we need is a row. We need to display items in a row, so we're going to have the row, and then which main axis alignment, we need to provide main axis alignment dot space between, main axis alignment dot space between, like this. Okay, all right, so so now we just need to provide text, and then the text is going to be order ID. Okay, so we have to style this text. I'm just going to copy this style because I don't want to waste too much time styling text. Okay, like this. right? So the next thing is we provide an expanded widget. Since this order ID, the text is going to be long, so that's why we have to give it like an expanded widget, so that it can expand as much as it can. Okay, order. And then let me just copy this style. Okay, let's just copy this style. Let's paste it here. Let's just remove. Okay, here it's supposed to be constant. Okay, as you can see, this is the. So now that we are done, we need the spacing between this rows. So we are going to have constant size box. We're giving a height of 15. Okay, so we're giving a height of 15 like this. Okay, so now what we need to do is I'm just going to copy this. I'm just gonna copy this and then paste it below, right? And then instead here I'm going to change it to date. I'm just going to change it to date. So to display our date, what you need to do, go into your pubspec.yaml file. Make sure you have this package, Intel package. That's the package that we are going to be using. Okay, so yeah, let's just remove this expanded widget. Let me just remove it. We don't need it anymore. Say date, and then let's change this to date format dot y and then dot format. So it's supposed to be date format, so let's try to import it. Yeah, dot format, and then we just pass in the order to date. Okay, like this. Okay, so that's it for the date. Then let's just provide a padding. Let's just pad it. Okay, let me just copy this and then let me just paste it below. Okay, so now the next thing that we need to do is the total. So let's just change this to total, and then for the total now we need to provide this to order dot total, like this. Okay, so now this, we are done with this with the title. Now we need to make sure that we provide for the children, which is going to be our which is going to show our products in our expansion tile. Okay, column is going to be a column, so we just going to say children, and then we just need to iterate to provide the data order dot products, and then dot map. So we need to map through those products. So I'm just going to say item. We need to map through that order item. Then we must display it in an order item widget, which we have not created yet. And then I pass in the item like this, and then we need to pass it to list, and then we change to a list. Okay, now that we are done, the next thing now is to create. If we go into our components, we need to create the order item, widget dot that, like this. then it's going to be a stateless widget. We order item widget like this. Okay, so now we need to pass in the cut item like this. Then we require to pass in the required parameter this dot item. Okay, and then list tile, and then the title is gonna pass in the text, which is item dot name, the product name. Okay, and then the style, I'm just going to copy the style and then paste it inside our code. Okay, text style can be assigned to the parameter list style. Okay, I made a mistake here. It's supposed to be like this. Let's cut it and let's paste it inside the text. All right, and then inside our list tile, the leading, we want to show an image of the product. So image.network, since we are getting this from a network, we are going to say item dot image like this, and then we give it a height of 30 and a width of 30 like this. Okay, and then for the trailing, I'm just going to display a text which is going to be like this, item dot price. All right, and then I'm just going to copy this and paste it. Okay, so now we are done with the order item widget. Now what we need to do here, let's just import it here. Yeah, let's just import it. So now that we are almost done with our showing the user their orders, but the next thing that we need to do is let's go inside our card. We need to wrap it with a stack widget. So let's just say column, let's just change it to stack widget like this. Okay, so below here, card stack, what we need to do, we are going to show the user order. We are going to show the user if their order is accepted. Okay, so we only show the user if an order is accepted. That means that is accepted is going to be true, is cancelled is goes to be false, and is delivered is goes to be false. Is go to true, and order dot is cancelled is equal to false, and order dot is delivered is equal to false. So that's when we need to display this is accepted text. So an order is only accepted if it's equal to true, If is cancelled is equal to false, and is delivered is equals to false. So now we would then display we then use the positioned widget, and then we need a distance of 2 from the top, and then from the right we need a 0, and then the child we just need to display a text. For the child we just need to display a container, and then we need to decorate it. And then the color is colors dot green, and then border, the border radius is equals to border radius dot circular, which is 5. And then we need to display the child. For this container, child is equals to be a text. We need to display a text, and then the text is going to be accepted. So that's when the order is accepted, right? And then I'm just going to copy this style, since we are not going to be wasting so much time with the styling. I'm just going to copy that, and then I'm just gonna paste it inside here. Okay, and then now what we need to display, else if. So now we want to display if the order is delivered. That means that is delivered to the user. So an order is delivered if the order dot is accepted. To be for an order to be delivered, it must be accepted, right? And also it must order dot is delivered also must be equal to true, like this. So that's when we can say that an order is what is delivered. Okay, so let's just copy this positioned widget here. Let's just copy this, and then let's just paste it below. And then else if an order is cancelled, we need to display if an order is cancelled. So an order is cancelled if order dot is cancelled is equal to true. Okay, then we know that this order is cancelled. I left this, so let's just copy this, and then copy, and then here we supposed to be to change it to delivered, and then here we just paste it, and then we change it to cancelled, and then we must change this color to red. Yeah, okay, so that it might be visible. And then now the last condition is we need to display if the order is pending. So the order is pending if it's not cancelled. That means that is cancelled is equals to false, and is accepted is equals to false. Order dot is accepted is equal to false, and also order dot is delivered is equals to false. So that's when we can say that an order is pending. Okay, like this. All right, so let me just paste this positioned widget here, and then we just need to display as gray if it's pending. So let me just change this to is pending, like this. Okay, So now we are done with this displaying the user's orders. So now what we need to do, let's go into the settings page. We have where it's called let's just delete this order history here. If we delete this order history, and then here let's give it a gesture detector. Gesture detector, and then on tap navigator dot push, and then we need to pass in the material page route, and then pass in the context, and then it must take us to my order screen, okay, like this. Then pass in the constant. Alright, so here we must change this to, let's just change this text to my orders. My orders, like this. Okay, so now we are done with this. Let me just run the emulator so we can finally test it database. Okay, this order exists. So if we go into our my orders, you can see there is something wrong with this string data.pass string data. So I'm currently getting an error. It has to do with the date time. Okay, so hopefully we can try to change it. Okay, so let me just there must be something wrong with Visual Studio Code, so let me just force quit. Okay, so let me pull it back again. Visual Studio Code. Okay, so let's run it. So let's go into our orders that order dot type that I think we made a mistake in the orders module. So this must be date time, required date time, and then date. Okay, so let's try to run to regenerate this. No pubspec.yaml found, but pubspec.yaml is there. Or cd pharmacy app. Okay, so let's try to run it and see. Okay, so now we've changed the date time. Let me try to just run the emulator and see if it has changed anything. Yeah, like this. Let's place add to cart. Okay, and let's go. Let's place orders. Then let's place the orders. And then you can see orders placed successfully. As you can see, we have 2 pending orders. So that was it, guys, on retrieving the user's orders. So in the next video, we are going to be integrating Stripe payments, and then after that we are going to be maybe fixing some minor bugs and then refactoring, and then we just wrap this e-commerce series up, and then we just make sure that we move on to the admin application. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.